Oh boy! Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Hello everybody and welcome back for more Let's Play Banjo-Kazooie. I am Hunter, and in the last part we finished Mad Monster Mansion, and in this part we're going to start the next world. Now, for the people who are impatient and just want to actually unlock the next world instead of doing what I'm going to do, I'll give you a free tip. Okay, so you see that hole over there? That is actually how you access the puzzle. However, it is the exit, or rather the entrance, depending on how you look at it, of a two-way, well, it's an entrance to a hallway, or an exit from one. But basically, what you do is that there is another switch in here, and if you hit that switch, it'll actually raise the water level up to the point where you can actually get to that area over there. I am not going to be doing that. Why? Because I actually want to enter the world with my 2 feet, and not swim through it. Because I actually like doing that. Plus, I think if you, raise the water level up, you don't get to hear that bopping, lobby music variation of this world. So that's a thing as well. But how do you get to that thing if you can't raise the water level up to that point? Well, since we did raise the water level, it actually raised the water level for all 3 of these areas in general, which means that we can now get into this area.
That ugly bear, you feathered freak, is nothing but a stupid geek.
Well, aren't you just the roof elf? Yes, once again, breakable. So yeah, now we can actually get up to this grate over here that was just parallel to the Mad Monster Mansion painting. And now, because of that, we can observe if there's actually a mobile token up on the ceiling. No, there was not. Why would I check up there? Yes. So this is, I personally think, how you're supposed to get to that area. As you can also hear, yes, the music is quite plentiful. And, once again, breakable. Please look forward to breaking things in this next world, by the way, because there's going to be a lot of that. And, I wonder. No. So actually, I think what happens is that when you open up the world, the enemies that's supposed to appear actually appear in this room instead of at the lobby, considering you can raise the water level to ignore the Champas. So that's probably... Stop pausing. That's probably why the Champas are just active already, because they're not actually the enemies that appear when you open up the world. Anyway, enough dawdling. As much as I'd like to continue procrastinating in this world, we have to get it started eventually. So without further ado, let me introduce you to the most infamous world in this entire game, let alone possibly the entire series, Rusty Bucket Bay. I hate this place. Pretty sure a lot of people do, but I especially hate it. Not that, my hatred for it is any different than anybody else's, but no, this place is literally the worst. It is quite possibly the biggest reason why many people probably criticize this game's design, and I can't blame them because it is honestly quite bad, and I don't like it. Not one bit. So, here we are in the grimiest, stankiest place that isn't Clanker's Cabin. So, let me tell you as to why this place is annoying. You see these tall things? As you can tell by the eggs peppered about, you have to shoot eggs into them. And the total number is how many times you have to shoot eggs into them. That sounds simple enough, right? Well, for a few of them, you can actually shoot a couple more eggs into them, if you actually aim properly, which I mean 4, and extend this thing out. So that's me. Why is this a thing, though? Why am I so vastly upset by this? Well, let me tell you something. If you die, you have to do all these tollgate things again, and everything pertaining to one of the biggest worldwide, well, literally worldwide, Jiggy's in this particular place, and that is the engine room. What is the engine room? We'll get to that eventually. I'm saving it until last because I don't want to think about it right now and I want to have fun first. As much fun as I can in this place anyhow. Also, this is toxic waste. Don't touch the toxic waste in case it wasn't obvious because it's scaldingly hot. And this is a boombox. Say hello, friend. Well, that's one way to say hello, I guess. Yes, they explode. In case that wasn't obvious, by the fact they have TNT written on the side. So, yeah, there's a lot of this... stuff. One more. What a number to end off on. No, there was no point to shooting more eggs into this. You can tell because it doesn't actually make any noise when you do so. So, yeah, that's a thing. Unless there's a secret. If you shoot 100 eggs into that exactly, Ginger will jump out of the screen and, give you a hug. I was gonna say something else, but I'm like, wait a minute, no, that probably doesn't sound good. Anyhow, what is this for again? Ah, right, that. We'll do that eventually. Not now, though. I'm doing everything around the ship first, and then, doing the thing in the ship last. Particularly because, you know, it's a lot easier to collect everything en masse within the ship as the last thing you do, rather than the first thing you do. Although, technically speaking, I would recommend doing that, but I'm an idiot and a fool. Also, these Grill Chompas are really tiny. Like, they are rather small. And I don't think there's anything in this room other than Momo tokens and notes. But, not like, not collecting them isn't a bad thing, because you really should just collect everything. In this game in particular, there is really no reason to not just collect everything, because you more or less need almost everything to beat the game. So you might as well just go after the extra mile and just get everything. Because you're gonna be missing out if you don't. Is there a secret Momo token hidden behind this box? Nope, it's just another box. Good to know. I'm being very precautious in using my camera function wisely. Mostly because I don't want to miss anything in these areas, so I don't have to go back for literally no reason. Also, I should probably check to make sure I'm recording. Yes, I am recording. Okay, good. Because otherwise I would have to play the game up to this point again. I should probably, you know, play the other file up to this point, but I'll save that until next time. Assuming that things go smoothly this time, which they should. Please, God, let them go smoothly. And as you can tell, that there is a thing in this one. We haven't gone in this one yet. No, we did not. What is in this one? Oh, a bunch of death. Oh, lovely. Let us ignore the death. Let's walk around the death. Let us actually not do the thing I normally do to deal with these guys, and instead just walk around the death. Or just take the iframes for the extra life. Yeah, I forgot that's what there really was in this room. Was that really it? Yeah, that was it. What a needless room. Goodness. Okay. Well, shipping container rather, but, you know. Now, the middle one doesn't have the door open, so we have to enter in from the top instead. Ah, boy. There's probably, like, a ton of Momo tokens in this room. I wouldn't know, though, because, it's a maze. Sort of. It's a labyrinth of camera angle trickery and all nonsense like that. Don't remember if there's a Jiggy in here, but I know there's a Ginger in here. Right over there, as you can see. So, yeah. That's a thing. Did I just hear a Grill Chompa? I'm pretty sure I just heard a Grill Chompa. Call me crazy. There is at least one Momo token in this, so that's a thing. You will have noticed that we have not collected a single Jiggy in this world so far. That is because the vast majority of them are indeed on the ship. And, yeah. There is a lot of Jiggies on the ship. Actually, there's a few around the ship, but, still, yeah. Now, our journey with actually doing anything around the ship ends right now. Because, as you can tell from that, the toll gate is actually on that side, and not this side, which is a little annoying. Just a little bit. So, we're done for this. We're done this place for now. Although, in hindsight, I probably could have just opened this, entered the ship, and then when I actually managed to go back over there, I would have done the other things. But hindsight is a jerk, and doesn't allow us to do things that are fun. Anyway, there's a big barge switch that raises up the thing that will allow us to get us our first Jiggy at last. So we're going to do that really quickly. We've got 15 seconds to do it. It doesn't give you a lot of time, and you basically have to firmly plant your face in the ground to do it. So we're gonna run, jump right here, rat-a-tat rap, and acquire the Jiggy. Don't worry, you will not be locked in. The gate will simply float above your head until you move out of the way. A little bit further. There we go. Much better. So then, now we have these things. I forget which ones are the bad ones. These ones are the bad ones. Why? I can tell because they have rust inside of them, which means they've been ignored, which means they're angry they've been ignored. These ones are fine. They are cool. These are cool pipes. Ah. Right. So, this is very hot. Ow.
Stupid bear, you'll have to learn that red-hot ovens tend to burn.
Yup. And that they do. You know what would have been even funnier? If stepping on that knife hurt you. Actually, that wouldn't be funny. That would just be dumb and annoying and stupid. Oh my god, the beak buster. Run over here. Jerk. By the way, these are the guys that appear near the painting. That's a concern. Why is this in the fridge? Why is there a grill chomp in the fridge with a bunch of eggs? I mean, I know why there's a bunch of eggs in here, but why is the grill chomp here? That means there's a maggot in the fridge, and that needs to be dealt with immediately, though I don't think Grunty cares, so she probably won't. Why is this oven even here? There's a couple of ovens that are just open, and they have nothing inside of them. Very strange. No, I don't need a flip-flap. What are you doing? Or flap-flip, even. I've already forgotten what it is. Now, here's something that's even more obscure. You see these windows? You can't break them. These ones, however, you can. You know how you can tell? You really can't. That's the secret. You can't, really. Oh, another lab room. Now for the world's loudest bedroom. I believe there is a Jiggy. Yes, there is. There is a Jiggy. This is the captain's quarters. And there's a girl chomper. He is now dead. And this Jiggy is now mine. And I have acquired it. I should stop narrating everything I'm literally doing as it's happening. Because that doesn't make for good commentary. This is the door that leads to the secret 7th stop and swap item. Said nobody ever. Actually, wait, no, there is only 7, right? I'm not crazy. No. Yeah, there is 7. The secret 8th stop and swap item. There we go. Now we're using things properly. It's a stop and swap item that allows you to play as 2D throughout the entire game, instead of just, you know, the end that was supposed to happen that it never did. I know I'm an insider at Nintendo. There's another picture one. I'm going to enter this. And I believe this one is the... Yes, this is the cartography room. Or the map room. Of which there are a lot of maps, and not a lot of stuff else. I think actually there's something in here that points to Shark Food Island, if I'm not mistaken. Don't quite remember where it is. I think it's actually over there. Is there anything else besides a Mumbo Token and a bunch of eggs? Nope. There's a lot of pointless rooms in this place, as you can tell. Is this the map that points to Shark Food Island? Or is that just that you know what? That could just be like one of those popular things. You know what? Maybe it's one of those things that just I think the Rare Replay version might have, you know, they up-res most of these textures, so I think in one of them you can actually see something that points to Shark Food Island. That is not the entrance we came through. This is the one. Even though they lead to the same room. How needlessly out there. Let us do one more thing before we end up this part. Can we even step on the back of this guy? Nope, can't even touch him. He is deadly to the touch. So as a result of that, we're going to be ignoring him. Because he's very rude. Yeah, we'll do that last. Let me actually find the thing that tells us about this. As you can tell, steam whistles. That is the incorrect one. You have taken damage as a result of your incorrectness. But also, there is something that tells us what we need to do with that. And it is right over... It's on the other side. I'm not in that place yet, because that is the engine room. There it is. Let's get rid of this lifesaver. Ow. There it is. 312111. I don't think that passcode ever changes, so if you memorized it there, then I think that's just the same passcode for everything else. For that area in general. So let us end off the part by activating the secret code and defeating this thing right here. This is very rude and he deflates very hilariously. 312111. As you probably guessed, yes, just gets you a Jiggy. As most of these things tend to do. And it stands right in the middle of the tube. Did I land at it? Nope, it lands in front of the 2. I missed my mark by a considerable margin. So as a result of that, and because I don't want to splice in the thing every time, next time let's play Banjo-Kazooie. We are going to be leaving this very room because I want to enter it to transition to the end of the episode, because I think it's a lot easier to do than putting in that fancy custom transition sometimes. And then we're going to explore the rest of this big ship. And maybe stuff around it too. Hopefully stuff around it. Not gonna be doing the thing that I very much am afraid of doing. Not that part, not next part, no, it'll be the part after that, trust me. And I'm gonna eat my own words because it's gonna make me lose all my non-score watch. I'll die there. I certainly will die there. So until then, see you later and goodbye.